heats. It's Groups C and E about to head out onto circuit.
Qualifying, it might have certainly preferred to be on pole position. It would still be fourth on that grid with all the best intentions.
Yeah, as I say, I didn't have a slipstream in the qualifying session, which we mentioned earlier. Let's take you through the grid then for this this last race, if I'm not mistaken, before the lunch break. Big thanks to all of our officials and marshals out there. It's been a
one more
warm
after
morning after this. Indeed. So let's take you through C versus E's grid indeed. Julian Sorvillo and Emmanuel Leodikis on row 1. Amir Sabarov and Aaron Garcia on row 2. Gautier Saint-Juan could do with a good one here. 19th and 11th so far for the Swiss driver. Morgan Moore alongside on the third row. Maurice Verkreuse and Toby Gale on row 4. Two drivers who really need good results in this one. Aurelio Gustinelli, 12th and DQ'd so far in the 2 rounds. Tyron Kennard, 2 20th places, start this one on row 5. End of the first half of the grid, it's Alex Machado and Adam Albacioni.
They followed on row number 7 by Sam van der Eyde and Alex Martinez. Row number 8, Luc Taylor and Michael Merler. Row number 9, Christian Fuenteplata and Thomas van Vliet. Row number 10, Sur de Vries, Anton Batidou. And then we have Dylan Patel and Franco Escoto on row number 11 of that upcoming qualifying heat C versus E. 9 laps to go through once again as drivers try to get some temperature into those MG tires. They have 2 laps to do that before getting into the formation of the grid. And some of the other drivers that will come next for the last race that we have after that, opposing Group A and D, are watching along from the sideline, trying to make sure that everything goes in order for some of the teammates and friends on track.
Apologies, it was the prospect of lunch. When you spend 2 weeks in the States, you come back to Europe and it's like, I need to eat something. Anyway, this formation lap underway. Remember, it's 2 formation laps for all of these heats to get all of the materials, tyres, brakes, bodies up to temperature ahead of these 9 lap heats. The other interesting aspect that we've not discussed so far is that you've got the two drivers at the top of the standings after round 2, both in this race. Now, due to the nature of the point system, they can't both be tied at the end of this one. So Julian Sorvillo and Aaron Garcia, this is a bit of a midway playoff for who will potentially take the lead outright at the end of this round of heats, or they could both lose it entirely. Ruben Moyer's 132 is currently the in the clubhouse lead at the end of this 3rd round. 2 more races to go in this 3rd round. This is going to be another intriguing one. I'm interested to see how Leodikis starts in this one as well. Will it be a better one than we saw in round number 2? The drivers are into the tram lines, waiting for those lights to go out. They do indeed. Away we go once again in X30 Senior for another heat here at Zuera. Good start for Sorvillo. Much better start for Leodikis as well. Is able to hold on to 2nd place. Garcia goes with him. It's up to P3 immediately in Morgan Moore. So it's the complete reversal of what we saw in the 2nd round for these drivers in Group E, where everyone on the anti-pole side of the grid went backwards. There's a couple running wide. In the background, looked like one of the Excel Motorsport drivers may have been involved. That might have been Adam Albacioni in trouble there. But much better getaway for Leodikis, which is not only good news for himself, but also for Garcia and Moore. They already have a much stronger platform to build a strong result from in this race.
Yeah, I might have seen one of the RSD drivers as well from Belgium, maybe involved in the early tussle, and another driver outside of turn number 8, unfortunately having to go cross-country a little bit with 4 wheels onto the grass. We'll get back to that as we are about to conclude lap number 1. Emmanuel Leodikis chasing from 2nd place, or later from pole position as they come across the switch for the lead. Julian Sorvillo is about to lose that P1 as we enter lap number 2. Leodikis on the inside of turn number 1. He just made it stick beautifully, opening the door to Aaron Garcia, who just made his way past Sorvillo down to P3. Morgan Moore up to 4th, and as I say that, he's still with us, very much so, but Leodikis, Sorvillo dropping another place by the look of it, as it comes across. Morgan Moore up to P3, Sorvillo down to P4, Samirov 5th, Toby Gale, Machado, Van der Eyde, Gustinelli, and Verkreuse down in P10. A little bit spread out, the leaders, as we can see. Once in the lead, you spotted something. Yellow flag indeed.
Sorry. Guillaume, yeah, there's trouble for the 245, one of the MCK Racing carts. This was all out of turn, and that is Sorvillo. So Sorvillo has come to blows through turn number 7.
With another driver, Toby Gale.
As well. Toby Gale, is out of this one. I think Luke Taylor was also potentially involved in that. Sorry, I don't normally go, ooh, things I see out the window. But thankfully everybody's okay. Carts are not. But that, again, turn 7 is very close when you have 2 carts running through that portion of the circuit. It's even closer when you have 3 going through that part of the circuit. Leodakis still leads, though, from Aaron Garcia. This has been a much better start to a race for Leodakis. We saw similar to this at the Winter Cup before the weather started doing wild things. So good adjustments made by Leodakis and the Sankey Motorsport team. Again, there's going to be yellow flags out through past Marshall Post 6. This is the region of the circuit where we saw the incident involving Sorvillo and Toby Gale. Does Garcia make the move now? Has a little check over the shoulder. Sees that Morgan Moore is not too far behind. The cheery Irishman there in 3rd place for Fusion Motorsport. But this is where I think Garcia is going to wind it up now. Look for a move maybe into turn number 2. That was a good charge through 14, through 15. Could Garcia even go for it before they get to turn 1? Yes, he is. Down the inside. There goes the reigning champion into the lead of this heat. Morgan Moore's going to respond as well. Leodakis can do nothing about that. Slips down to 3rd place.
The power of slipstream indeed at play, and beautifully made by Aaron Garcia. And up in the lead, Morgan Moore taking advantage of that opening door and up to 2nd place. Now it all comes down to Leodakis to try to respond. Maurice Vercoeur is in the meantime the fastest lap, but it's still early days, early laps here into this qualifying heat. So Leodakis, as long as he's able to keep the momentum going and maybe work together with Morgan Moore, they still have a shot at Aaron Garcia's lead. And I cannot wait to see the pictures, the footage back about what happened between Toby Gale and Gian Sorvillo, because you might have looked at that as well on the side, but it looked like a pretty heavy impact looking at the state of the chassis for Gian Sorvillo. And as I asked for that, there it comes. Oh, yeah, that's quite unfortunate. Coming together of 3 drivers involved, the other one being Luke Taylor by the look of it. And there's why the impact was so great. Actually, there was a little bit of a spin, and Gian Sorvillo, while trying to make that move, was just stuck in the middle of the track.
Yeah, so it was Sabarov who, was down the inside, has got Morgan Moore. I don't think Aaron Garcia was expecting that one. And Moore takes the lead of this race. Leodakis is fighting around the outside as well. This would be a brave move through turn number 5. Morgan Moore will argue, Garcia's gone back in, retaken the lead, and puts his hand up to communicate what he thought about that exchange with Morgan Moore. We've got a race on, folks, here on lap 5 in X30 Senior. Leodakis is looking much stronger. This is really positive for the Greek driver and for Sankey Motorsport. This is it's good to see. They're obviously a very experienced team, lots of data, lots of knowledge, and they've made the appropriate adjustments to keep the pace up. We've seen the single lap pace from Leodakis on more than one occasion so far this season, but could even be fighting for the lead now because he's right on the rear fairing of Aaron Garcia into turn number 2. Turn 4 is going to be the next opportunity to potentially overtake. Is Moore going to stick it down the inside again? Yes, he is. Takes 2nd place away from Leodakis. This could bring Sam van der Heyden back into play, and Aurelio Gustinelli, one of those 2 drivers we said needed a good result in this 3rd round. We often say you can get away with 1 bad result, you can sometimes get away with 2. You definitely can't get away with 3 bad results across the course of a 5-round heats program. And Gustinelli, having been 12th and disqualified through the first 2 rounds, is now running there in 5th. Aaron Garcia hasn't got another gear on that kart, but if he, metaphorically, he has dropped the gear now. He has decided, no, don't want any part of this, don't want to be fighting Morgan Moore and Leodakis. I'm going to use a little bit more performance now to break away. There's a warning flag out for the 303. That's Anton Bastardou, who will be getting a 5-second time penalty at the end of this one. Now the job is with Moore and with Leodakis. What do they do to try and close in here to get themselves back in the battle for the lead?
Yeah, it remains to be seen as the checkered flag is getting near. Aaron Garcia, not only did he put himself in the lead, but he's responding to the pressure by putting the fastest lap in this race in 62.7, trying to increase that gap of 0.4 of a second. But Morgan Moore and Liudakis just behind in formation, working together as long as Morgan Moore is slightly faster than Liudakis. Well, the Greek driver won't have any trouble to stay where he is as long as they can keep on eating that gap on Aaron Garcia. But the Spanish driver was keen to respond and already augmenting his gap up to half of a second almost on Morgan Moore, the Irish driver, in second. So demonstration of intent from Aaron Garcia. He has one win in the second place already to his name. This is lap number 8, the penultimate round here in Zuera for this race. Let's just see one more after that before the lunch break. Still other battles going on around the inside. Let's keep a good watch on the 284 making his bid, Alex Martinez on Alexander Machado. This is for P7. Well done on the inside of turn number 2, that is, with the fastest lap in the box as well. For Martinez, it was allowed, thanks to that fastest lap, to make his move. A move we're still expecting between those two. Morgan Moore still the advantage, but where can Liudakis make his bid if he's willing to do so?
It's going to be hard for these two to, I think, close in on Garcia, because he's just got them at an arm's length, a metaphorical arm's length at the moment. Just a note on Alex Martinez. Alex Martinez looking quite strong as laps tick on by. That is very good news ahead of the longer races tomorrow when we get to superheats, when we get to the final. Of course, Martinez has got to qualify through to that final first of all, but that's a proper dark horse, I think, for a run to a victory tomorrow, and a very good bet if you are of that disposition for a podium. That's all for tomorrow, though. We've got this final lap to deal with first in this heat. Moore under a bit of pressure there from Liudakis. They have closed the gap to Aaron Garcia, but I'd still say that Garcia is in full control. Sven van der Heyden holding on to 4th place there ahead of Giustinelli, Vacrosa and Martinez.
Oh.
And yeah, Morgan Moore doesn't look fully comfortable at the moment.
Now looking over the shoulder once again, entering the hairpin number 7. You can see that Liudakis is maybe willing to try at least one last time into the last lap, or at least showing how fast or close he is to Morgan Moore. A little bit of a mind game always won't kill anyone. That's always good for other things to come in the next few races. But in the meantime, while they were not able to decrease the gap, it will get away of Aaron Garcia, picking up his 2nd win of the weekend so far. Last look over the shoulder to see what it was about, but the win is in the end, and with that, the leading position in the points ranking as we speak. So Aaron Garcia, winner in great fashion, half of a second over Morgan Moore. And Emmanuel Liudakis picking up another strong result, his best so far after a 5th and a 6th. And when it comes to Morgan Moore, he's picked up other strong results before a 4th and a 9. This will be his best so far. So improvement on the line for those two, but they were not able to catch up with Aaron Garcia.
Very good stuff there from Aaron Garcia. He will be guaranteed the lead in the intermediate classification, irrespective of what happens in the next race. And the bigger thing as well, Sorvillo, with that retirement, will slip down the order now. So it's looking at potentially a 12-point lead for Garcia when we go into round 4 after the lunch break. That would be at the moment a 12-point lead over Moya. There's your provisional result then for that heat with Group C and E. Garcia by half a second or there or thereabouts ahead of Morgan Moore. Emmanuel Liudakis 3rd, Sven van der Heyden 4th, Maurice Vacrosa in 5th. Great drive again from Alex Martinez, up 8 positions to 6th. Aurelio Giustinelli needed that. P7, good points for the Belgian. Alex Machado, Adam Elbassoni and Amir Sabarov complete the top 10 on the road. Tyrone Kennard, best result so far this week, P11.